Hey everybody, before starting this week's episode, we wanted to stop and talk a little bit about the sponsor of our episodes, and that is Expedition Roasters, the artisanal roasters of pop culture inspired coffees.
You know, in these stressful times where we can't go to the parks and experience all of our favorite things and get those wonderful smells, it's nice to have a bit of that with us here at home, and you can definitely have that with Expedition Roasters.
Yeah, and there's a myriad of flavors that you could choose from depending on kind of what you want to reminisce about in a certain way. I mean, you could easily choose Route 66 Tire Fix, which is their morning blend coffee, which, you know, obviously is reminiscent of Cars.
Yes.
So imagine walking into Cars Land, the asphalt fresh with the water that is evaporating after they cleaned off the entire area, fresh in the morning. You just walked in the gates, something like that. Or you could do Fortune and Glory, which is their Indiana Jones inspired coffee, which is bourbon streusel.
That's so good.
So,
but my favorite is Happily Never After.
Yes, your favorite is Happily Never After, and I have to say that one of my favorites is the Wonderland Coffee Crumb Cake.
That's
good. And for all you coffee drinkers out there, it is such a well-balanced mix of flavor and the actual coffee flavor.
And the bags are super pretty.
Yeah, the artwork on the bags are pretty incredible, and you could actually buy the art on the website itself, too.
Yeah.
From the actual bags.
Which you should, because it's so cool.
Yes. So if you find yourself needing a little bit of a pick-me-up, but you want to reminisce a little bit about the parks, I would highly suggest checking out Expedition Roasters, heading over to expeditionroasters.com and purchasing some coffee from them. You could definitely use our coupon code for your first time purchasing coffee, which is a DUO15 at checkout. And remember, brew your happy place. Expedition Roasters, an adventure in every bag.
Welcome to the Theme Park Duo Podcast. Grab your seven-hard monster friends and hop in line as we take you on a creepy tour of some of the best haunts around. Now, here are your scary hosts, Nikki and Gabriel.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Theme Park Duo Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Nikki.
And I'm your other host, Gabe.
And we are
The Theme Park Duo.
First off, we want to make sure that everyone had a wonderfully happy and safe Halloween.
Yes, of course. We definitely had our fair share of fun with our daughter dressed up as a little green monster.
She had costume changes.
She did.
She was Supergirl by day and then Monster by night.
Which usually would be the opposite way around you normally, you know. But, I mean, that's totally fine.
No, she was at the park searching for crime.
There's a photo of her like putting her hand up above her eyes.
Right? Isn't that
like
cute?
She's literally looking.
Okay, well now we have to post that.
Yeah, we'll post it later. I'll post it somewhere online.
Yeah.
On Twitter at Theme Park Duo.
She's searching for playground crime.
She's looking for Twitter drama.
Yes.
Is what she's looking for.
Yeah. Oh, that's easy to find.
Yeah. It's very easy to find. It's very, very easy to find.
No squinting required.
No squinting required. I want that on a shirt.
No squinting.
Hashtag no squinting required.
Searching for Twitter drama. No squinting required.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, thanks for tuning into this week's episode, everybody. We have a fun one lined up for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the Stranger Things drive-through experience that's happening in downtown Los Angeles, as well as some of the fun Halloween yard displays that we got to see.
Yeah, Halloween was definitely not canceled.
Yeah,
it was different,
definitely not.
But not canceled.
Halloween's never canceled as long as it's in your heart, Nikki.
Exactly.
Which Halloween is in my heart all the time.
I know.
So it's never canceled, ever.
Every day is Halloween for you.
That's true. Every day is Halloween for me because I wear a mask and I go scare people randomly.
You actively try to scare me.
That's true. It's almost an everyday situation of like trying to scare the pants off you.
Yeah. Erin does it too, but she's not subtle about it. She just stares at you for like 10 seconds and then goes, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, and it's not like an intense scare. It's more like a, I'm going to get you when you're sleeping type scare.
Yeah, it's a warning.
Yeah, it is more like a warning than a scare. Yeah, that's more accurate.
She's working on it.
Yeah, she definitely is.
She's a future scare actor, somewhere around 2035.
Yeah, something like that. Who knows? Like, oh, what's your experience? Oh, I used to scare my parents when I was 2. But yeah, no, we have a fun episode for everybody lined up today, and definitely want to hope that all of our friends over in Orlando had a little fun, because freaking Beetlejuice opened up for 2 days over at Universal Studios Florida, which is absolutely insane. But what I find craziest is that literally a week prior to that announcement, Universal's like, hey, yo, everybody, don't come to the parks on the weekend because it's super crowded. And then they dropped the email saying, hey, remember that weekend we told you not to come and cancel all your plans about? Oh, yeah, there's the most anticipated maze from this year. That it's going to be open those 2 days, guys.
I honestly feel like, okay, like you told me that earlier, and I honestly think like those were just two separate departments in Universal that just did not coordinate at all.
The left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing.
Exactly. That's honestly, that's what I think has happened. There's like there's one like safety section that's like, oh man, we really have to like curb Halloween, like attendance. Let's warn people like, hey, it's going to be super crowded. If you want a better experience, come during the week. Like that sounds like a great idea. And then over here, like the entertainment section is like, dude, great idea. Let's drop Beetlejuice on Halloween.
I definitely could see that happening.
I really
like they gotta communicate.
Yeah, like you told me, and I was like, man, that's effed up. But then I sat on it for a minute. I was like, nah, that's just a lack of communication, internally.
Internally, that's just a really huge lack of communication. Because
terrible.
why would Universal do that?
Exactly.
It makes no sense, especially with a company, and especially over there, how good they are to their AP holders.
Yeah.
Seriously, they are amazing to their AP holders. So it makes no sense that they would go out of their way to ruin a situation for them for one of the most anticipated mazes there are.
Yeah.
For this year's Halloween Horror Nights. So. Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a debacle. Twitter drama did ensue, so there was no squinting required in that situation.
Yeah.
But
even Erin heard it, and she doesn't have a smartphone. She's heard it from actual birds.
She was babbling about it.
Yeah.
She was just sitting there on the couch babbling about Twitter drama.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how she figured it out without a smartphone, but she did.
The actual birds, I just told you.
Oh, yeah, they were tweeting.
Yes.
Our
birds. We have.
Yeah, our birds were tweeting, yes.
You heard last episode.
Yeah, which, by the way, they were noisy as hell. So we moved them out of the room this time. I'm sorry for everybody. It was bad.
We didn't realize how loud they would be.
Yeah, they were
new
very,
house,
very loud.
New environment, new acoustics.
Definitely new
figuring
acoustics.
it out. So yeah, they're gone. They're not gone. They're in the bathroom.
We murdered them. We suffocated them and then threw them in the trash.
This is for the podcast.
For the greater good.
Oh man. Yeah. No, they're alive.
Pet deaths. New jokes on the Theme Park Duo podcast.
We go every direction.
Yeah, this show goes wacko usually. Anyway, with no more side tangents here, let's jump into a little bit about this week's episode. So let's touch upon some of the yard displays that we got to see this year. I particularly went out and I stopped by, I think, about 5 different yard displays, and there are a ton in Southern California, so there's definitely no need to search for very long, because you'll find a long list of them. I know that westcoaster.net or West Coaster in general did a lot of reviews on them too. Parks and Cons does a really good job of highlighting a lot of yard displays, and Midsummer Scream does as well. So you could search on those people's websites for them in the future. But on Theme Park Duo, if you followed us on social media, I posted a lot of the ones that we visited, let's see, I pull out my phone right here so I don't mess anything up.
Yeah.
1870 Home Haunt. We visited Rose Hill Haunt. We visited the Gray Phantom. We visited Hull House, as well as Rotten Apple 907.
And these are a lot that didn't just pop up this year.
Yeah, they've been around.
Yeah, they've been around and they will be around, for years to come.
Hull House, I think this is the last year Hull House is doing, because I believe that person's actually moving to Arizona.
Okay. But a lot of the other ones,
Rotten Apple is a tradition in Burbank.
SoCal staples, so it's a lot of these are things that, might have been looked over in previous years because, people are just going to bigger events. But these are things that have always been around. And I feel like I didn't get to go with you, but I feel like from what I saw on your Instagram stories, I feel like they really stepped up their game this year.
It felt like they definitely stepped it up because there is a certain level of want and need for this type of experience now because we don't have the haunts. We don't have mazes to walk through. We don't have haunted houses, no interactive experience, nothing. Like it just wasn't that this year. So having a yard display or some type of yard display / experience that lived up to, filling the shoes per se of Halloween needed to happen. And it really felt like everybody kind of did their part for that. All of the yard displays that we saw this year, all the ones that I just listed, incredible in their own rights. Very, very different too.
And some even had scare actors.
Yeah, so some of them actually had scare actors wearing masks and then their monster mask over that, so you get double coverage.
COVID safe scare actors.
Safe scare acting, roaming in front of their haunts. So a couple of them that did have that were Hull House. Hull House had that, as well as 1870 Home Hunt did as well. So it was really cool to be able to kind of just see scare actors in general.
Yeah.
Some of the guys at 1870 were trying to get me while I was posting on Instagram, and I'm just like, guys, I'm dead inside. You can't get me. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to happen. So, but all of them were very intricate, very detailed, very elaborate, which I really appreciate, especially because of how much passion goes into these things. It's just so cool to see all that stuff come to fruition and being able to see like other people's appreciation for it too, because it isn't just about like going there and go, that's cool, and then walking away.
Yeah.
It's about taking in that experience and then also looking at other people's experiences as well.
Yeah.
Just like any other haunt. I mean, like when we're at haunts, we stand there and we people watch.
Yeah.
And, I'm looking at other people being in awe too.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that factor of it as well.
Yeah, and that's part of the whole experience. When you went to any of them, did you ever feel like it was like too crazy crowded or like stressful?
The only one that I felt like was really crowded was Rotten Apple. And people weren't being super duper safe about it, but everybody was wearing a mask at least.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if you're within 6 feet of somebody, like everyone's wearing a mask, so I definitely feel better about it.
Yeah.
And we're outdoors too, so it isn't horrible.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of these.
Yeah.
So the first one we're going to talk about right now is 1870 Home Haunt. Now, this one, I don't remember the location out of all of them. I hit 4 out of 5 of these on the same night.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a blur. But they're all in Southern California, this one's in Anaheim. One's in Anaheim. And the front of this thing is quite astounding. Like, it's really big. Really, really tall. And they have a scare actor sitting at the top, kind of beckoning people in.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a really good distraction for people because they're paying attention to the monster up there, and the monsters that were actually on the ground level are actually scaring the crap out of people.
Oh, nice.
And I saw people running around too, which was great. People were getting the crap scared out of them really, really good.
And was this just like a house on a street?
Yeah,
normal?
Literally just a residential street, and then just boom, there's this gigantic building.
Nice.
In front of the house. So if you're wondering what that noise is, it's Nikki drinking her wine.
No, it's our dog drinking water. Oh my god. He got rid of the birds. And then
but
our
can't
dog
get rid of the bad jokes.
No, then our dog comes down the stairs and is like just like, come on. I do have wine though.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Made no mistakes about that. But yeah, no, it's just on a residential street, and it's just this really pretty large building, and there's even a photo op too. So I appreciate it because, like, also when I stopped and I got out of the car and I was walking over, there was fog kind of lingering in the street lights.
Yeah.
And seeing, like, I think I said this on my Instagram stories, like, seeing that fog makes me happy.
Yeah, no, like I was sitting here on the couch with our daughter watching your Instagram stories, and you just got like so giddy over that fog. I was like, oh, Gabe's so happy right now.
Well, yeah, because it's like you don't get that this year. This year is so unbelievably different than any other year because of COVID.
Yeah. So
like these small little things that you take for granted completely, I just fell in love with immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, there's fog.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's music. Oh my god, there's monsters. Oh my god, there's a skeleton. Oh my god, there's a dead body. I love it. It's beautiful. But yeah, no, kudos to them. Like, fantastic design of that front. Absolutely loved the lighting design as well, plus the monsters, plus the sound design. Just, it was really, it hit all of those, and I really, really appreciated it for it.
Nice.
So, on to the next one. We're talking about Rose Hill Haunt. Rose Hill Haunt is a bit different than the rest of them because it isn't necessarily about the gory, the bloody, the scary. It's more about the family-friendly, whimsical side of Halloween.
Got it.
You know, and the front of this display has a ton of pumpkins.
You love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And there's skeletons and, you know, a skeleton horse and things like that. So there is a good mixture of like spooky, dark stuff, but not to the extent of like what 1870
Is
was
it
doing.
more like nostalgic Halloween?
Yeah, like
kinda?
nostalgic Halloween, more traditional Halloween,
Got it.
I guess is what it would be considered. You know, and it had a soundtrack as well.
Mhm.
Really wonderful lighting. And this one, just like kind of Rotten Apple, it had a lot of signage. It was like wear a mask, social distance. A lot of them did have those signage. This one in particular, I saw the guy who owns Rose Hill, who puts it on actually. He was like, if you don't wear a mask, I'm turning off everything. And apparently that's happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where he's just like, okay, you're not going to wear a mask. You're going to ruin it for everybody. And then he turns off everything. Which kudos to him for doing
Yeah.
that. That's it takes a lot to take charge like that to do that.
But I mean, like, what do they care? It's their front yard. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, you.
Yeah, exactly. Put on a mask.
Get off
for a
my
week.
lawn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it for that because it's just more of a traditional Halloween vibe than the other ones.
Yeah.
It's just very, very different. And I think that's what I was talking about in the first place. Is that all these ones are going to be very, very different in their style and execution and just the type of Halloween flair that they're going to be bringing to the table. And, you know, the diversity of those experiences are what makes this easy to jump from one to one to one to one. And especially Rose Hill, very, very, very unique in its approach to more traditional, and I appreciate it for that.
Nice.
So, really, really enjoyed that one. Then another one, we'll talk about Rotten Apple. Rotten Apple, actually, I did tonight.
Yes.
I did it right after Stranger Things, and because
It was like on your way back.
yeah, I was on
Yeah.
my way back, but also the night that I did all the hopping on the other ones, I got there too late. I showed up at like 10:10,
Missed it by
and it closed at 10.
Yeah.
And, you know, half of me was like, why would they close it at 10? I mean, like, it's just a yard display. They should just let it go a little bit longer. What to do? But now I know why. Because there's actually live actors involved in it.
Yeah.
In each one of the scenes, pretty much. And it's an homage to the Haunted Mansion. So they have a very large building that isn't necessarily the Haunted Mansion. It looks more like the Phantom Manor.
Mm-hmm.
And at the top, they have the bride. She does her thing. And then on the bottom left, they have Madame Leota, who's an actor, who's in there doing the scene. The middle is like an organist playing. That's more of like an animatronic with lights. And then the right side is like the guy trying to get out of the coffin.
Yeah.
With the singing bus and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that whole sequence kind of happens, they all kind of break out into like this almost like techno-y Haunted Mansion thing where they all start dancing. And like the bride dances and stuff, and the busts are dancing and stuff. It was just really, really cute. And for not having been on the Haunted Mansion in a very long time, it was nice hearing that stuff. And the homage to the ride was very welcomed.
Yeah.
I really appreciated it. And it had a very, very large audience just waiting for it to happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I really, really liked it. It was, once again, very unique, very different in its approach. And the thing that I liked about it was the fact that it isn't necessarily scare actors, but there were human portions to it that made it different.
Yeah.
The next one I visited was the Grey Phantom. Now, this one wasn't actually on my original list when I drove out to go look at haunts. But our friend Danny, who worked at Sinister Point and stuff like that, messaged me and said, hey, go check this out. It's not that far off.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was in... where was it? Honestly.
Was it by Knott's?
It wasn't necessarily right by Knott's. Where was it? I can tell you right now. It was in... I don't know. Norwalk.
Norwalk. Got it.
I almost wanted to say Westminster, but that was totally not correct. Yeah, so it was in Norwalk. So, you know, I made a small detour over there, and it didn't take that long. It was like 10, 15 minutes away from Knott's Berry Farm. So very, very close. Just not as close as Hull House was to Knott's.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was in Norwalk, and this one was actually really, really, really impressive because it was a gigantic ship out in someone's front yard.
Ooh.
It would very much felt like Queen Mary's Dark Harbor inspired. Especially with just the way it looked and the vibe and the music and the sound design that they chose to go along with it. It very much screamed Queen Mary's Dark Harbor to me. So it's just gigantic ship, and then on the left side of it, you could kind of see inside of it. And I was talking to the guy who built it. He was like, that part was kind of inspired by like Tower of Terror, which the sound design in there is partially from Tower of Terror. There's a lot of ghost projections in and around it, and scares happening for people walking by. The sound design, getting really loud when those ghosts jump out. And then when you looked a little higher, you had the windows to almost, I guess, would be the captain's quarters, I guess, and they had projections up there too. And then the very front of the ship, there was almost like this, a quarters for like a guest who would be on the ship. There was a skeleton sitting in a seat with like a sheet over him, and there was a projection on that. But even behind that, there was like the ocean being projected behind it, and it's just very, very well designed and very, very good details that, the longer you stand there, the more you're going to see.
Yeah.
So I was actually really happy that I stopped at that one. So that one was really, really cool.
Good.
And then the last one that I visited was Hull House, which is actually literally like 4 blocks away from Knott's Berry Farm, which, by the way, I stopped at Knott's Berry Farm as one. I got
of course,
boysenberry preserves and some biscuits.
When you're that close, like I would have been upset if you didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a must.
Yeah.
So I went to Hull House, and this one I actually really, really liked. It felt like this one was like a mix of Rose Hill and 1870 because it had scare actors, but it definitely felt more traditional Halloween-y. Like it was a spooky house front, like a decrepit house with tombstones, but with monsters.
Got it.
It was wonderfully lit, really well designed. And this one, they were actually selling Hull House t-shirts just to support them, and I bought one immediately because
they're really fun.
Just wanted to support them, and I think and if you guys could support them, if you go to visit, obviously a lot of them have donation boxes or Venmo things. Just give them a little bit to support them. So a lot of these people are pouring out their heart and soul into these things for people's appreciations, and comments and feedback and stuff. So the little you can do is either share on social media or donate just a little bit of money.
And it takes a lot of money to put these things on.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really does. And I feel like that is something that is kind of overlooked.
Yeah.
You're not often thinking like, oh, how much does it cost to build a giant ship in for my front yard? Or
one piece of plywood is how much? Like, exactly. It adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
and then you want to get the more fun things and like the electronics, like the projections and the technical stuff. Pretty penny, so give them a few bucks.
Yeah.
Buy a shirt.
I definitely bought a shirt because I wanted to support them, but I really, really liked their yard display as well. So it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are all the yard displays that I went and checked out this season. Obviously, there's so many yard displays out there, so many. So you could definitely, pick and choose which ones you want to go to.
Yeah.
These just happen to be the ones that I chose to go to. So I appreciated all of them for the different aspects of Halloween that they were celebrating, or how they decided to design and stuff like that. So
yeah, it
really,
seemed
really
like there was a wide variety that you got to see. So that's good.
Now let's waste no more further time and talk about the Stranger Things drive-thru experience that I got to do tonight. We've done a couple of these things, drive-through drive-in experiences.
Mm-hmm.
This one was very different than those. And the first thing that I think I wasn't quite expecting was the fact that it really isn't a scary experience.
Yeah.
There are nerve-wracking moments, and there's a possibility of getting startled, but it really wasn't overall scary.
Yeah. Well, with the theming,
I really wasn't expecting that, though.
Like, the thing, like the show, it's not like a super scary content to begin with. It's
well, there's definitely horror aspects to it, but also, it was being promoted during a season where a lot of events are scary. So I think there's this presumption that it's going to be scary.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't. There was definitely, some tension here and there, which was nice, but overall it wasn't a scary event.
Got it.
So if you're going, or if you have tickets, or if you're planning on going and you want to buy tickets, know that it isn't overtly scary, which may or may not be a good thing for you guys. But kind of going up to the experience, you could definitely see it driving up because it's really bright, a lot of neon lights. And as soon as you get onto like the property and you're sitting there waiting, it's the 80s, like immediately, because there's posters everywhere that say tune into this radio station, you tune into it, it's 80s music, and everything is this neon pinks and blues and yellows and greens, and signs for Hawkins High School, signs for the Starcourt Mall, signs for Scoops Ahoy, and all this stuff from I guess the Stranger Things universe, from Hawkins, the town of Hawkins. And so while we were sitting there waiting to go into the experience, they actually had a couple characters, come out. So there was like a Hawkins cheerleader, the Hawkins High School mascot, the tigers that were walking around from car to car and kind of just having fun, keeping people entertained before they actually go into the experience. And to my knowledge, at least, for VIP, there is a separate entrance that is the first 2 rows, and then everybody else is in the second 2 rows. And in the first 2 rows, you go through like a special entrance, and the front almost looks like a car wash, but once you're inside, it's almost like this picture op moment where they take a picture of you and all this stuff. It looked kind of neat.
Okay.
So once you actually go in, they hand you a little card, and they say, okay, well, this is all the food that we're offering that you could buy for the experience, and here's the merchandise. So once you actually know what you want, scan the QR code, it'll take you to a website, you buy it on your phone, and then once you're parked, you put on your hazards, they come to your car, they see your receipt, then they go get your stuff and bring it to you.
That's awesome!
It was very, very well organized.
I literally said that last time.
Very, very,
you need
very
to be
well
able
organized.
to buy stuff at the event.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that blows my mind. That's so cool. And that's how you got the cup that you got.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it took me a second to kind of figure it out because my phone didn't scan the QR code immediately.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a technicality or technical, mix up there, just trying to figure out how to scan the QR code.
And just a learning curve because it's a process that you've never been through before.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then jumping ahead after the experience, they actually have, they make everybody park, and there is a merchandise shopping area where you have to park, and there's a sign in every parking space that has a giant QR code or a website link. You scan it, it goes to the website, and it shows you all the merch they have available. But where you're parked, in front of you is all the merch. So you see it up on the wall, and you can tell what it is.
Yeah.
And then on your phone, it's all listed, the same thing with the food and the merch at the beginning of the event. So then once you leave, you just literally drive out of the merch area.
Yeah.
So it was just very well organized in how they were able to accomplish food and merch while at the event instead of having to buy ahead of time.
You could buy food the same way as merch.
Yes.
Which was okay. That was another thing. You made fun of me because I said for the hayride one that I wanted snacks.
Well, I made fun of you for wanting snacks because we were literally gonna get scared shitless, and you were like, I want snacks to eat while I'm getting scared.
If you go to a scary movie, are you not going to eat popcorn because you might get scared? No, you're still going to want a snack.
Yeah, but
I'm sitting in my car.
There's a difference.
I'm sitting in my car at an event. I want a tasty snack of popcorn.
There is a difference because at a scary movie, when a scary moment's going to happen. When you're at a, quote, haunted event where monsters are going to jump at you at a time that you do not know, you could be like, blah, and then like all your popcorn goes all over the car.
All I'm saying is that Hayride could have also had a QR code, like, snack purchasing option, and it would have been totally normal then. But
I don't think it's as easy as you're making it sound. I think that the planning process around all of it and the technical side of things is a lot more difficult than just being like, oh, just give me a QR code. It's fine.
I'm just bitter because you made fun of me for wanting snacks, and then the event that you went to tonight
my reason
snacks.
for not having snacks is a different reason than this. Because also, when they give you the snacks, you're not in the experience. You're not like in a scary, tense scene.
Yeah.
So when you pull up and you do that whole thing, you're pulling up to the Hawkins or to the Starcourt Mall where the reunion is happening. So in the very front, There's the Starcourt Mall, and then there's the AV Club, who is kind of like hosting it in a way. So they're on stage, and there's a giant screen, and they're talking to you. And everybody who's working the event is dressed up in, 80s clothing, or, dressed up in Scoops Ahoy outfits, or whatever it may be. They're all in character, but they are working it. Yeah. So some are tech people, some are more logistical people, some are people just getting food and being runners and stuff like that. But throughout that experience, you have actual characters coming in and out that look like the characters in the movie. Of course, they are very lucky because everybody's wearing a mask, so you just need to get the clothes, the wig, and make sure that their eyeballs look the same, and then they're fine.
Yeah.
But so they're very lucky. But all the characters from the film or from the movie, from the TV show, come out. Will and all of them and stuff, and they kind of start doing more like. It's hard to explain. I guess they're doing almost like just like entertainment things in front of you to kind of keep you busy while you're eating your snacks and you're getting prepared to go into the experience and stuff like that. And just the character interactions in this moment are just so good. Yeah. They're so good because we had our windows down, we had our masks up and stuff like that. And they had this car aerobics thing that they were doing. So all these people were dressed up in like 80s aerobics outfits, and like they were trying to teach everybody how to do aerobics in their car. And of course nobody's doing it, but like then they come off the stage and go to the crowd and go to each car. Yeah. And so like this girl comes up to our car and she goes, "Oh my God, what's going on, you guys? Are you just doing car aerobics?" And we're both of us have our phones out. I went with my friend Blake. We have our phones out taking photos. Like, why do you have your calculators out? Do you take your calculators everywhere?
Like in character. Like, that's really fun.
Like, do you just like want to make calculations anywhere you go? Because that's like really smart.
Your Valley Girl impersonation is.
Is it too good?
It's commendable.
Is it like too good?
It's a little bit too good. Did you ever do? Was it a girl thing? Did you ever do that thing, the boom chicka boom thing in?
Yes, definitely.
But do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
But then you do, hold up one more time, Valley Girl style.
No,
you never did that.
No.
Okay.
No, definitely didn't do that.
And then you go. It's like a broom, chicka broom. It's like a broom, chicka broom. It's like a boom.
Yeah, boys didn't do that. Definitely didn't do that. But yeah, so like they were all in character, and they were still in the mindset of it's the 80s, because you've been transported to the 80s at this point. And even like another guy came up to him, he's like, "What's up, guys? What's going on? Are you like super jacked to be at like the Hawkins reunion? Because I'm super excited to be here, man. Like, what? You guys have your calculators? Why'd you bring your calculators, man? Do you just really like making calculations? Because, like, you never know when you're going to need to make calculations, bro. But, man, yeah, have a good time, man. I'll see you later at the reunion."
Not gonna lie, like, your Valley Girl impersonation was a little bit better than your jock impersonation.
Well, like, he wasn't a jock. He was just a guy in spandex.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know. My jock would be very different.
That's kind of a jock?
Not at all.
Aerobics jock.
An aerobics jock.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So like those interactions were just really, really fun and engaging, and it got us excited.
That's good.
Because like the entirety of like this experience of like coming into it really set a tone and a vibe, and I really appreciated that because it envelops you in that story immediately of like, okay, it's the 80s and we're in Hawkins, we're listening to Huey Lewis, we're in the 80s, like. It is, And
that's like exactly what we liked about Hayride last year. It's the character interaction that gets you in the mood.
It makes such a difference. It makes such a difference.
Yeah.
And we were just giggling because we're watching the characters interact with other people, and even the people who were up front on the stage, they were exuding this awkward energy like an awkward high schooler would have.
Yeah.
Like they were playing music at the front, like every now and again they would have like a camera for themselves, and then that would go up on the big screen, and like the guy who was like the main DJ was like, "Yeah, man, like I really want to like make a request for like this girl that I'm seeing, but I don't think she would like super dig me like doing that, so I'm just not gonna do it." And it was just like that awkward energy was so funny, and it was making us giggle.
Yeah.
And so, like, that kind of interaction mixed with the music, mixed with the vibe, mixed with everything else, it worked really, really, really well. Really, really, really funny. And so once the experience actually starts, the more thematical portions of it, you pull forward, you drive by Hopper's truck, and you turn your station to a different station on your radio. Which, by the way, when I was talking about the radio station thing when it comes to urban legends and the fact that like all the actors are just screaming and you're hoping to hear them, this is exactly what I was talking about, because every single actor is pantomiming to the dialogue that's coming through the radio.
Yeah, and they even have separate channels, you know, so it can be done, you know,
it's
separate channels
possible.
for separate sections. It can be done.
It's definitely possible, because there was a 90.3 or 90.5 on FM, and that was just a music one that when you were out there. Then there was 107.5 or something. I don't remember the channels, but when you went to the actual experience, you switch it to the higher one.
Yeah.
So, and then immediately when you switch it, you're driving into the parking structure where we are on the location. I guess it's supposed to be the parking structure of Starcourt Mall or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Probably.
But it was it was like a real parking structure at that location.
Yeah.
In downtown Los Angeles. But as soon as you switch the station, it becomes grim. Like, real grim, real fast. Because it's basically like, do you remember that character in Stranger Things that had like the glasses, and he was like watching over Dimitri, that guy? They called him like Bald Eagle or whatever. He was like the spy guy with the glasses and the beard.
Yes.
It was like him. He was talking over it, and he was talking to Hopper and stuff.
Dimitri was the Russian spy that you learned to love, and then he died.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so you hear them talking, and it just gets grim fast. They're like, the Russians are here. You know, they're going to kill us. We have to get out. And I'm not going to lie, like, the story gets really fuzzy when it comes to the guests, like us, and why we're there, and how we're integrated into the story. And as the experience progresses, I feel like it loses it, which I'll touch upon a little bit, but it gets a little fuzzy why we're all just going into this thing.
I think that's so hard. Like,
it's hard.
I'll give them a break, because that's hard to do in general, and then you have to try to make it work where it's like a group of cars. Like, it's got to be even harder.
In all honesty, it could have just been a Stranger Things experience outside of the main storyline of the show. Yeah. Like, it could have incorporated all that stuff. Yeah. But it didn't necessarily have to be part of the storyline that we've already watched on TV, which is what they were trying to do. Got it. And it just made it fuzzier. Yeah. And not easy to understand. Got it. But I feel like for a majority of people who aren't us, and people who just watch the show and want to see it because they like the show, they're not going to care. They'll just like that they see the characters. And the experience, they don't care. But like, from a perspective of somebody who goes to a lot of events where you're being immersed in a story, you want to understand why you're there. Your role. Your role in it. And I feel like they kind of broached that subject a little bit. But didn't quite go the full way. It's kind of worse if they try and then let it fizzle out. Like, like they might as well just pretend like you're not there at all. Yeah, almost. Yeah. Or, like I said, just do a completely separate side story with those characters. Yeah. Almost like if it was like, if Stranger Things was a movie, this would be a TV episode. Got it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you drive into the parking structure, and you're going up the ramps and stuff. And at a certain point, all the signs in the parking structure turn to Russian. And so they're just all Russian. And like even the parking space number things are Russian, and just... That's funny. And you all park into the section, and then there's actors who are there who are, you know, Russian soldiers and stuff. And it's basically this reactor. So on either side of the parking structure are these reactors. And there's and the thing I told Blake when I was there, I was like, this feels like when you're on the Star Destroyer on Rise of the Resistance. You're dealing with these actors who are stoic and mean and brooding, and you know, they're going to tell you what to do. But of course, you're in your car. But that is the energy that is being presented. Got it. And you know, they came up to our car and were not blinking and just staring at us, like, you're going to be in trouble. We're going to kill you. That's unsettling. it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool to like feel transported to a completely different scene.
Yeah.
And so the whole scene plays out in front of us. You know, you have the characters like Steve and I don't remember the girl's name that he worked with at Scoops Ahoy. But like them running up to cars while doing the dialogue was so much fun because he ran up like he had the pun. Remember, he gets like a bruised eye, like he gets messed up.
Yeah.
She says to him like, "What's up with your face? Your face is all effed up," basically.
Yeah.
And he runs up to my car door side and looks at himself in my side mirror, like looking at his eye, and he like looks at me and he's like pointing at his face and doing the dialogue as it was happening. And it was just really fun to have that kind of interaction where he's interacting with people in their cars while doing the dialogue.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate it for that because it makes you feel involved without being involved.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you would like because you absolutely hate interactions like that, you know?
Yeah.
You're getting
I'm
flustered
getting
thinking
flustered
about
right
it right
now.
now.
Oh man, I hate it. It's the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ghost Town of Life can go away.
Literally anything where Nikki has to do something with a character.
Yeah, no thank you. No thank you.
So I feel like you would have really appreciated this because he interacted with you, but you didn't have to do too much.
There's no pressure on my end.
Yeah, there's no pressure because he's already trying to do something.
Yeah.
But like him going to my mirror to look at his bruised eye and stuff, like it's just a small thing.
Yeah.
But it was helpful. And we were the car dudes that they were trying to save because we were in the way of the Russians and they were going to kill us and all this stuff.
Okay. One
thing that I really appreciated them doing, though, is the fact that because the parking structure is so big and there's a scene playing out, you know, if you were to just have one set of actors, a whole section of the audience won't see them.
Yeah.
So they're doing the same thing on both sides with two sets of actors and actresses, the exact same scene. So there's two Dustins, two Steves, two Russian soldier people, two Demogorgons, two everything, all happening at one time the same sequence.
That's good.
Which it could be a little confusing because you could definitely see the doubles.
Yeah.
But if you're understanding like, okay, it's happening over there, they're doing the exact same thing, that's because it's for them.
It's like being in The Simpsons ride at Universal and seeing the car next to you. It's like, you get it. You're like, okay, they're trying to, give everyone the same experience.
But they're trying hard to give everybody that same experience as opposed to Urban Legends where, I'm sorry to keep harping on it because we talked about them in the radio thing.
It's hard when you have just a complete polar opposite.
Yeah, where they were just kind of doing it everywhere and it's like, let's hope everybody gets to see it. It's like, no, we're making sure everybody gets to see it.
Yeah.
And so obviously like this big scene plays out, Dustin shows up on like this golf cart and he's trying to save the day, and basically what ends up happening is they accidentally let the Demogorgon in, which we didn't really get to see the Demogorgon in front of us. We saw him off to the side.
Got it.
And he kills somebody and all this stuff, but what ends up happening is they're like, okay, we open up the rift, you guys have to go into the rift, and then something I forgot what.
Yeah.
So basically after that scene ends, all of the people who look like Russian soldiers are actually the people working the event, so they're making sure everybody pulls out safely and stuff. But like even as we were pulling out, there was a woman who caught both our eyes and she just walked alongside at the same pace as our car, not blinking, staring at us. And it was like those kinds of moments that were like super fun. And even we got startled because like we were paying attention to something over here and there was a Russian soldier in the window over here.
Yeah.
And as soon as we turned, he was just there.
Yeah.
There was actually one moment where the Steve character like was trying to hide and he like yanked on our car door handles to like get into the back seat, and like half of me was like, am I supposed to let him in? Am I supposed to let the guy in? But like if my car door was unlocked, he would have opened it.
Yeah.
But he was like, let me in.
He probably had his other hand like so it wouldn't open, like just in case someone didn't have their car door locked.
Oh, like you hand on like the seal and then just mess with the handle. Yeah, probably. Yeah, just to avoid any uncomfortable situations. Oops, I'm gonna close that for you, and then I'm gonna go back into my character. So after they kind of procession you out of that scene, you go up more ramps and you go into this area that's really, really dark. And it actually felt like Space Mountain with the blue lights going past you. And there's blue lights going up a hill, and there's I guess, the rift, like a transport tunnel that you go through that's all lit up blue. And then you're in the Upside Down.
Nice.
And everything, has like the vines growing all over it. They have snow machines going and fans so that it just kind of like everywhere.
Uh-huh.
This is where it kind of lost me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because essentially, like, instead of like parking in your parking spaces, they just did like this crazy windy road. Like really crazy windy, so it just felt like chaotic.
Got it.
Which worked well because it just felt like cars were everywhere, but it was very well organized. There were screens everywhere. They kind of recut stuff from the show to make it feel more horror-y, more like fast-paced cuts and sound designs and creepy things and stuff like that. And I thought something was going to happen, but nothing really happened there. It almost felt like we were just kind of watching moments from the show to catch up with what was happening with Will Byers and the Mind Flayer and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it was really confusing, but like they kind of had like audio stings and stuff to kind of be scary a little bit. And it was definitely unnerving because it's really dark, that you don't have your headlights on. Everybody's brake lights are off. It's all thematic lighting plus this music plus to the screens that you're looking at.
Yeah.
So once that's done, then you're done and you move on.
Yeah.
So it was a bit odd that like this very much character-driven experience is now just screens.
Were you ever parked there, or were you continually driving?
No, we were parked.
Got it.
It was like 5 or 10 minutes, and I know that that's a buffer so that the next scene can reset.
Yeah.
Like I definitely get that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the idea that you have this highly themed, highly interactive, character-driven experience just turned into, hey, look at these screens for 5-10 minutes.
You feel like they could have done something.
I feel like they could have done anything. I mean, like even characters walking around to the Upside Down, or like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but just something that isn't just you're watching screens.
Yeah, I get it.
So it took me out of it just a little bit, because you're just sitting there. It's like, okay, I've already seen the season, so I don't need to watch this stuff.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was looking at my phone a little bit and updating and posting and stuff, which was a shame because it was cool.
Yeah.
Like being in the Upside Down and all the mines and stuff was cool. And it just isn't what I wanted it to be. So then after you're done with that scene, they process everybody out. You go to the very top of the parking structure, and there's this, and I'm not even joking, like probably one of the biggest digital screens I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Like it was huge.
Digital, like not projection?
Not projection.
Ooh,
a digital screen
okay.
that was actually at an angle too, because it went like this. It
Okay.
was like a giant C. is
Got
what
it.
it was.
Got it.
And I didn't see any seams in it other than the corners.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't like it was made out of a whole bunch of tiny screens. It was one gigantic piece, which was really cool. Like, okay, that's where the money went.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when I say big, like imagine the top of the parking structure for Amoeba. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
For the width wise, it's actually quite long, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that entire length, a screen,
What?
and it's about as high as like a movie screen would be.
Dang.
Yeah, it was huge. And then once you're up there, see, like this is where the story kind of loses me too, because I don't know what we play a role in any of this is.
Yeah.
It just feels like we're there standing watching, because we're watching moments for the show again.
Yeah.
But this time it does have actors up there, actors that are kind of like interacting with the screen, and things are happening on the screen. And there's even like aerial acrobatics, like people who are on like wires and they pull them up in the air. Like Eleven's doing her force thing and stuff, and she's floating. Or like Billy, what's his name, Billy in the show? The one who was like the douchebag guy who got
Yeah, I'm
flared.
pretty sure Billy.
He got
yeah.
flayed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his name was Billy.
Yeah, but like he was floating. He was like, ah!
The brother of the
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he was screaming and stuff. And so like the stunts were really cool, and like the scream was neat, and the moments where they're interacting and the lights turn off and people disappear, they come back. That was all really cool. But just like story wise, like why am I here?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm just watching highlights of the show at this point,
Yeah.
and I don't understand why.
So I feel like your problem is they put you in the story in the Russian section, for lack of a better name for it, and then they kind of just drop the ball from there.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand because the storyline that we got plopped into is the storyline of the show.
Yeah.
So showing you the climax of the show and scenes from the show makes sense within the confines of our experience.
But there's no way to put you into it.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, Starcore Ball blew up and there was 500 witnesses, but we're just going to let them go.
Yeah.
You know, like...
It's like, were you guys
weird.
all in the parking lot?
Yeah,
like,
it was just very odd.
Yeah.
And here again, they did the multiple characters thing. So, like, cars on the left can see it, the cars on the right can see it, the cars on the center can see it.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. And the one part that I thought was a little silly, and it really didn't need it, was, you know that scene where Hopper plays Jim Croce for 11?
Yeah.
And he starts dancing and does the Hopper dance, so that's when all the girls got all loopy-doopy about Hopper.
Yeah.
I almost said something much more crude.
I'm glad you didn't.
So I went with Hoop and Doopy.
That's fine. We get it.
Yes, we do. They actually had like 5 or 6 different pairings of Hopper and 11.
Okay.
But they were all doing different things.
Oh.
So like it was like a visual montage without like having the same characters just do different things. So we're all doing different things. So like the center one was dancing, another one was like cleaning and like dancing, another one was like messing around with like a sheet, making a bed, stuff like that.
Got it.
So I did think it was like super cute. And there was actually one moment that was actually very tense because like the Denver Gorgon was coming out or like the Mind Flayer was coming out.
Yeah.
And there was subwoofers. Like there was major subwoofers because the car just like shook. It felt like an earthquake. Like the car was shaking. And I think that's because we were on the very far right, and I looked to the right, and there was like these lines of subwoofers. So we were really close to them.
Yeah.
But it was shaking like the car a lot. And then it got really quiet, like dead quiet. And then, and then I saw like the Demogorgon running between the cars and stuff, and then people saved the day and blah blah blah. And then the end of the experience was Dustin and his girlfriend over the radio singing the Never Ending Story song.
I forgot that.
She's like, "Make it up to me right now, Dusty Buns."
I forgot.
So they sing the Never Ending Story song, and that's literally the end of the experience. You know, on your radio station, they play like more talking from the characters that kind of, you know, sign you out. They're like, this radio station's not clean anymore because they're going to be listening to us, blah, blah, blah. Be careful. We sort of saved the day, blah, 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 blah. But they ended it on this big high note of the Never Ending Story music.
Got it.
Which it was cute. Like, it was like, of all endings, that was a good ending to end on.
Yeah.
It was fun. And overall, the experience is really cool, just from the effects to the sound design to the lighting to the character interactions to the overall execution and operations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was flawless in operations.
I have a kind of random question just because I don't know.
Yeah.
Who put this on?
So there was an event called Fever. I think it was Fever, Netflix, and another company.
Yeah.
I think there was a few different companies that were involved. I think Fever was just like the overarching people who kind of were involved in like tickets and selling and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure Netflix put up a lot of money.
Okay.
And a few other people, I'm sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was just my question. I was like, because it's like
it was
such
a pretty
big name, and it seemed like a
production.
pretty big production. So I was like, okay,
yeah.
This seems like not like someone who just bought the rights to do it. So it makes sense that it was like legit Netflix.
Yeah, no, it was legit Netflix because like at the end they had like a giant like stepper and repeat almost of like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And like logos everywhere.
Yeah.
And all this stuff.
And just the whole like merch and snacks, like just the whole infrastructure that was built in. I was like, okay, this is like a legit.
It was well thought out.
Yeah,
it was very well thought out. And I think ultimately, like, I think that was the part of it that I appreciated the most was how well thought out it was and actually how smooth everything went with regards to ordering food, ordering merch, you know, letting people into the event, where to go, how to get in, you know, stuff like that. I thought it was very, very well done. The only issue that I have is that story portion of like why are we even there? Like we should have just either involve us or don't involve us. Don't make it halfway. And then the only other thing is throughout the experience you have to roll up your windows. And I don't know why. Either it has to do with the fact that you're listening. safety, or you're listening into it on your radio so you don't want it to echo out for everybody.
Maybe.
Or something. I'm not quite sure. But I wish I could have had my windows down at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning when I'm interacting with like the I was aerobatic people. What word is that? The aerobics people. The aerobics people, my window was down.
Yeah.
But throughout the experience, you're not allowed to have it down.
Weird. It's probably some safety regulation.
Yeah, it must have been. But overall, I was very, very, very impressed with the experience. I thought it was super duper fun. And because of how fun it was and heartwarming and engaging, I could put my problems with it aside, because ultimately the issues that I have with it, in the grand scheme of things, are relatively small in comparison to how many good things they did.
Yeah.
So, if you have tickets for this, look forward to it, because it's going to be awesome. It's really, really fun. Definitely look up some of the stuff beforehand with regards to like the food offerings and the merch offerings, so you can make up your mind beforehand. Just makes that process a little bit easier and faster, because then you don't have to, sit there and debate.
Yeah.
Should I get the Hawkins t-shirt or the Hawkins High School jersey jacket or
and
something,
figure out how to scan a QR code with your phone beforehand.
Exactly. So, huge shout out to the team that put that on. I thought it was a phenomenal event. I really appreciated it for what it was, even though it wasn't ultimately like super duper scary.
Yeah.
It was still really fun. It made me laugh. It made me nervous. Made me jump once. So definitely this very big array of emotions, especially going from "What's up, guys? Welcome to Hawkins High School reunion, bro," to "Russian's gonna murder your ass." That juxtaposition of emotions was just so drastic, but it worked.
Good.
So really, really enjoyed myself at that event. Really, really happy I got to experience that.
Good.
So, yeah, that brings us to the end of the episode today. Hopefully you guys had a good time listening to us talk about the home haunt displays, as well as the Stranger Things drive-through experience. And if you guys did, what, Nikki? Nikki has her hand up like she's in class.
Do we have another 5-star written review?
We have a ton of 5-star reviews, but none of them are written.
Oh.
So we actually, last time we recorded, we had 84 reviews.
Uh-huh.
We went up all the way to 87.
But no more written reviews.
No more written reviews.
Okay. Well, that's something. Thank you, people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that works. So, I mean,
Okay.
people are saying people are enjoying. So, as I was about to say before, I was really interrupted about our reviews by
I
Nikki.
was trying to mime to you the reminder that if we have any 5-star written reviews that we need to mention it. So I raised my hand up like 5. But Gabe chose to mock me instead.
Haven't you realized that the default response to you is just to mock you?
Yes. Oh, I'm well aware. But I needed to signal to you. Would you rather me have texted you?
No.
Via Siri on my Apple Watch?
Why would you do it via Siri? Why would you do it via Siri?
Then I would have said, "Hey Siri, text Gabe."
On the podcast.
She's about to do it.
Shut up, Siri.
Shut up, Siri. Go away.
Your glass of wine hit your watch.
It did. Did you hear the clink?
But yeah, no. As Nikki was saying, and as I said, we did have some more 5-star reviews, but they were not the written kind, so it's not like we could shout you out. But
this is your shout out.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Shout out. Thank you for everybody for leaving those reviews. But if you are enjoying the show and you appreciate what we're doing here, a free way to support us is by going to iTunes or whatever platform you're listening to and leaving us a review. If you're on iTunes, that would be a 5-star written review, and we give you a shout out here on the show.
Please do it. Please do it. It's my birthday soon. Stop
begging.
No.
It makes it worse.
No, please do it. Ooh.
What?
It's almost my birthday.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My birthday's in 9 days.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
As I was saying, it makes it easier for everybody to find us and enjoy us like you are right now. And if you haven't followed us already on social media, you can follow us at Theme Park Duo on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you go look at our most recent Twitter interactions, you'll see a lot of pictures from some of the home haunts that we visited, the yard displays, so you can see those ones, so you can kind of don't have to picture them in your head. You actually see the legit photos of them.
Yeah.
So check our Instagram and Twitter out. I post a picture of those a bunch. And if you listen to this on November 2nd, you can still catch my Instagram stories before they're gone, because there's videos of the Rotten Apple 907 on there right now.
Yep.
So, and if you want to email us, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, things you want to hear on the show, things you don't want to hear about on the show anymore.
Happy birthday wishes for Nikki.
Happy birthday wishes for Nikki. Whatever it may be, if you just want to say hi, send us an email at
themeparkduo@gmail.com.
Yes, thank you again, everybody, for listening to this week's episode. And always remember,
There's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
See ya!
Thanks for riding with the Theme Park Duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.